Hello, Steady on Roblox here, and today I'm going to be talking about leaderboards and teams. So they're two related things, that's why I'm putting them in the same tutorial. Before I start, can I just ask if you have any suggestions as to what I should do next in my tutorials on Roblox Studio? Then can you put them in the comment section, and also leave a like if this helps you. These tutorials help you. If they don't help you, then I guess leave a dislike. But I can't believe I'm telling you to leave a dislike. If they don't help you, leave a comment as to why they don't help you. And if you really want to, you can dislike the video. But obviously that's just annoying for me. But obviously if it's actually that bad, then it's reasonable, right? So if you haven't seen my last two tutorials, or either my last two or my last three tutorials, depending on what the poll, there was a poll on my last video saying, asking which tutorial I should do next. So either my last three or my last two videos, watch them before this, because otherwise you won't understand, unless you've already used Roblox Studio. So this is about teams and leaderboards. So teams basically like a group of people. So say the red team and the blue team, and in the red team there are a group of people, I don't know, like player 1, player 2, player 3, and then in the blue team there's player 1, player 2, player 3. In the blue team there's player 4, player 5, and player 6, right? I just forgot to count there, so I'm joking. So those two groups of people, those three people on each team, are two separate teams, right? And you can have as many teams as you like, and the colour of the team will also be the colour of the player's name in-game. So, how do you create teams, right? Well, you go here to Model, this tab here, and in there is going to be a thing called Service, right? And services are things that aren't in the game by default, but you can add to the game if you need them. So that's stuff like, actually I won't go into services, they're kind of complicated, I might do that in a sort of intermediate tutorial some other time. So after you've clicked on services, in there there's going to be these three. You don't need to think about this or that, you just need to click the teams, and then you want to hold down your mouse, drag it into workspace, the Explorer panel, sorry. Oh wait, maybe that doesn't work. You have to double click it, sorry. Said that wrong. Double click that. Right, now you've got a teams folder here, which is new, right? So to put a team in here, you're going to right click it, and then go down here to insert object, and you're not going to click that, you're just going to hover over it, and then you're going to find team. Where is that? Team, there it is, team. Right, so let's make the, say, red team. Right? Sorry, did I spell that wrong? How did I spell that wrong? Okay, so this is the red team. So I'll make it red, right? So I'll make it, what's this colour? Really red, yeah? And then I'll make a new team, again, another team. I'm going to call this blue team. Just like, why do I keep doing that? Just like I said a few seconds ago. So then I'm going to change this to really blue, right? So this is really red bit here, and this is really blue, right? The red team and the blue team. So right now, all this does is you have two teams, right? And because they are both created equally, you don't know which team the player is going to join. So in these teams, there's a lot of properties, such as, well, it's not a lot actually. There's just one really that you need to think about. So this is auto-assignable. So if the player joins the game, do you want them to join that team by default, or do you want them to have to do something else or select a team to join that team? So for this, I'm going to make this not auto-assignable. So the blue team here is auto-assignable. So that means when you join the game, you'll automatically go onto the blue team, right? Because it's auto-assignable. And the red team will be left empty unless you do something that puts the player into the red team, right? Now, as of right now, these two teams will spawn in the exact same place. But what if I wanted the red team to spawn here, and I wanted the blue team to spawn there? What would I do? Well, I'll take the spawn, like I showed in the first tutorial I made, and I'm going to move this, and I'm going to take the spawn, click it, and I've got a spawn location here, you can see in the Explorer, and I'm going to zoom in on it, and I'm going to move it to outside the front, right? So this is going to be, I can't remember which way I put it, but I'll say this is going to be the red team, right? So you don't have to do this, but I'll rename it red team spawn. Yeah. Now I'm going to leave it there, but obviously you have to specify that this is the red team's spawn. So you're going to go here, team color, and then you're going to click on this medium stone thing, then click on the square, and you're going to change it to whatever color your team is. So in my case it's really red, so I'll click really red. And then you've done that, so now you're going to create another spawn here, and you're going to move it over to here, because that's the other side of the thing. So this is going to be the blue team spawn, so I'll rename this blue team spawn as well. Sorry, that just says blue. Blue team spawn. Right. And then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to say really blue, because that's the color I set, right? So now, if a player joins the game, they'll be automatically put onto the blue team, because the auto-assignable is set as true. That's what this tick means. And because this is over here, this is the blue team's spawn, they'll spawn onto this spawn. So, in these spawn locations, there's a function. Why did I say function? That's a completely different thing. There's a property called neutral, and neutral basically makes your teams go a bit weird. So you're going to want to untick neutral. And if you want the player to be able to change teams when they touch the spawn, you can tick that. But in this case, I'm not going to do that on the blue spawn, but on the red spawn, I will do that, because that will be the first way. So I'm going to untick neutral, I'm going to tick this, right? So that'll be the first way that the player can change from the red team to the blue team, right? So, let's test it out. So when I play the game, it will automatically put me on the blue team. Let's see. Right, so I'm automatically on the blue team, but if I run over to the other side of the house, sorry, this is going to take a while. Just jump over the fence, like so. Leave in the comments what you think of R15. That's the character thing here. And I'm going to run over to this spawn on the other side of the house, and hopefully when I stand on it, it will put me on the red team. So there you can see it moving on to the red team. But if I stand on the other spawn, it won't put me on the blue team, because I didn't tick that team change on touch, or whatever it was. I forgot what the property was. So if you're making any kind of like FPS or even like a roleplay game or something like this is very useful for that sort of thing. And if you want players to spawn in different places, it's also very useful. So I finished testing that, so I'm going to stop. Now, so I've got two teams, right? So say I wanted to make a fighting game, right? I'll cover the actual weapons part of that in a different tutorial, but firstly, you're going to want there to be a leaderboard which tells you how many kills the player's got and how many deaths the player's got, right? And that will require a lot of scripting, so I don't really want to show you that, because that's just, we haven't even done any scripting in these tutorials yet at all, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, you can use the models. This is a time where models are reasonable to be used, right? As I talked about in my last tutorial, models are fine to use in moderation. So if I search kills/deaths leaderboard in the search bar, then I'll find something here, and I can sort this by rating. So it will give me the ones that work, so I know these will work. So here's a Roblox one that's made by the Roblox account, which is good, right? So I click that, and this is linked leaderboard. I don't know if this does kills, does it? Yes, it does. It does do kills. Okay, so now, if I now join the game, oh, this isn't working. Sorry. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So now it will say kills. So these are the amount of kills that I've got as a player, and how many deaths I have as a player, right? The wipeout. So if I test this out, right? I'll go over the starter pack in another tutorial. But if I put a sword into the starter pack, right? Like this one, I'll put it in the starter pack, right? If I put this in the starter pack, you don't need to worry about what I just did. And then I test the game with a server with 2 players in it. So I'll click start, and it will now create two studio two studio panel thingies, and you're going to click allow access to these, because this is just creating a server, a local server on your internet, which is fine. So I'm going to click allow access. So I think that was just a little lag. Okay, so now I've got a server, right? And there's 2 players in the server. I can use both players. If I go down here, then I can use either of the players. So if I use this one, I can move this player, all this stuff, right? Now, they're both on the same team right now, which doesn't matter as long as this isn't a team kill weapon. So now I can select this sword I have, and if I kill the other player, right, then you can see I have more kills now. My kills have gone by 1. So that's why leaderboards are useful. So I was gonna do this. I was gonna do a thing where I sort of set you like homework. Well, I mean, you can do this if you want to, right? I want you to, using my last one tutorial and this tutorial, I want you to create this place. But you can put your own twist on it. And I want a leaderboard, a house, a fence, 2 teams, 2 spawn locations, and that's all for now, right? And then the next tutorial I'll talk about weapons, right? Because the best way to learn about something, in my opinion, is to actually have a reason for learning it. So, sorry. So if I get you to do something, then you'll know why you need to do those things. I think it will embed better in your brain, knowing why you need to do them and in what scenarios you should use it. So hopefully, these tutorials so far have helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, also, actually, sorry, one second. I hope you didn't go. Please leave in the comments any suggestions you have for future videos on tutorials and stuff like that. And I'm also going to be doing a scripting beginners from beginning scripters tutorial soon, and so I want some suggestions as to what you want me to do for that. I'm probably going to start with making doors and stuff like that, and also give me some feedback on if these tutorials are well made and if they're actually helping you learn, or if I'm just terrible at teaching. Okay. Hopefully I'm not terrible at teaching, and also leave a like if you like the video and subscribe for more tutorials and some like other comedy videos and stuff that I do. Yeah, okay, bye.